I'm very excited about the new direction that we have under the umbrella of our 50th anniversary, broadening the definition of preservation.
For too long, generally speaking, the movement, has been a bit elitist, right? And locally and nationally, and there's this sense from people that it's George Washington slept here, Frank Lloyd Wright designed this, and the importance of the building begins and ends there. What's happening is the movement is beginning to understand that it's deeper than that.
It's time for us to rethink who determines what spaces are important, who determines what stories should be highlighted, who determines what should be preserved. I think the task force is an example of the way that Landmarks Illinois is trying to ensure that the process is far more inclusive and there are more diverse partners at the table. The Landmarks Illinois 50th Anniversary Task Force is a group of professionals in different settings. Some of us are architects, some of us are developers, some of us are community leaders, and we're talking about different challenges that the field of historic preservation faces.
As a part of our 50th anniversary work, we're going to spend a lot of time doing listening sessions to listen and understand what is of value, what is of import.
Allowing community, allowing stakeholders, allowing community leaders to say, hey, let me explain why this building is so important to our culture, to our neighborhood, to my family, because you may not look at it from this lens, but certainly after you hear about the rich history, perhaps it can be on your radar.
We need to be a resource, whether it's providing loan packaging or assisting you technically with writing up your own proposals to take to a bank or to a foundation. We are there to be an agent of assistance. For example, Muddy Waters House. We met with individuals from the city of Chicago with a great-granddaughter of Muddy Waters to help her move that process along.
She wants to create a museum on one floor, a bed and breakfast on one floor, and then in the basement, a recording studio. And so we performed a condition assessment of the property to generate a responsible budget and work scope.
It's not just about the bricks and sticks, it's about the people.
It's about the people that are experiencing and using these buildings and the stories that come out of these places that is important.
One place where an amazing amount of stories have come out of is the former Ebony Jet building. It's the first building built in downtown Chicago designed for and by Black people. Inside this kind of sober exterior are these indescribably colorful and beautiful interior spaces, one different than the other, custom furniture, custom art. There's Richard Hunt sculpture hanging in the lobby. So it gets bought a couple of years ago by a developer who wants to turn it into apartments. The only thing that's left is a test kitchen. The test kitchen is the funkiest of the funky, the coolest of the cool of this building for architectural purposes and design purposes, but also because of the importance that kitchen played. The recipes that were cooked up in that kitchen by Ebony's food editors, were printed in the magazine, and every mother in the world, particularly a Black mother, tried that thing out, right? And Landmarks Illinois, they stepped up. And in this incredible save that I think still doesn't get the attention that it deserves locally, they brought in their Skyline Council, which came in, deconstructed the kitchen, put it in storage, and then figured out a way to get it to the Museum of Food and Drink. This is a historic space that will be lost forever were it not for the work of the Landmarks Illinois Skyline Council.
The Skyline Council is the Young and Emerging Professionals Committee for Landmarks Illinois. We're interested in architecture, but we're more interested in people and making sure people's history and stories are told. That's what we bring to the table. It's a different perspective, it's a different vision for Landmarks Illinois and for preservation.
And the beautiful thing about the Skyline Council, it's not just architects and engineers. We have not-for-profit, we have a handful of students. We have individuals that really love to learn more about preservation, but they're just starting off in their career.
And our service work also highlights the work that Landmarks does throughout the state. We can offer our technical assistance to communities that reach out to Landmarks Illinois for maybe some smaller projects that require a architectural review of the building, structural engineering review of the building. And I love the energy of the service events. The heart bombing was a fun activity.
What a heart bombing is when you do, paper hearts for a house or for property. That might need a little bit of love. It needs recognition. It needs publicity.
With Skyline Council, we're growing the next generation of preservation by inviting everyone to the table to make sure this field is sustainable. It really is the future of preservation.
We're celebrating our 50th anniversary, but the work that we're doing right now is about who we will be for the next 50 years.